of last time we learned. So I use one of these programs. Once you erase, you cannot get them back. So we have to start from Oz Gimel again.
That's fine.
Mali Corona Gover, Alti Tosh or Baravam. Okay, that's Barachashra. It's only Lit Palel Yachad Yivga Bichot Lishmor Minhag Avot. Assuming that davening together will contradict the desire to keep the minhag of our forefathers. Yesh Bar Haimalev Bater Tefillah Mushutefek They came Alti Tosh. O Shama Abikron Barovam Machria. So we have to clarify what takes precedence, Alti Tosh or Barovam. Now, in the end, I will say that that's up to you. But he's going to try and prove that Barov Am is Machria. He has a long discussion of this. Maskanato. Yesh Tishmor Barov Am Gam Mizalul Livgor Alti Tosh. And he comes to this conclusion by saying, "Hamakor Chatil Alti Tosh Urak Midrabanan." The Chen Shadit Tefillah Mishutefet B'Kach Limana Meisur Lo Titko to do Sheyisodo Min HaTorah. So he says that you're supposed to, in order to refrain from Lo Titko to do, which is Midoraisa, or rather, it's based on Doraisa. You for Gesek Alti Tosh only the Rabbanan, and we said actually in the lost tape that this is not necessarily true because Lotis Guru, as we saw in the part of the tape that survives, is asmach clearly an asmachta and drash in the pasuk, and Lotit Al Titosh is based on a pasuk in Mishlei. So, Sachakol, they seem to be pretty equal values. And we mentioned that Rav Moshe Feinstein, obviously, when he held that that the shuls in Scranton should not combine into one, that indicates that he held that Barovam Hadras Melech is not the supreme value in Orach Cheshbonus, right? So therefore, we take issue. And then it goes on, it says, Rosh, Psachim Pek Dal Sof Siman Dal Dam Badam Sheminag Mekomo, Lo Lastov Mechaber Pesach Lifnei Chatzot. V'olech L'makom Shosim Sham Melacha. He goes, so they don't do Melacha before Chatzot, before noon, in the forenoon. Im Yechol V'manam Mi Melacha Mi Bli Shadvar Gram Mechloket, a lovely Hokain. If he can refrain from doing Melacha without causing a machlokes, he should do so. Avizel Shanarosh. Halo efshar below machlokes, but if not possible without a machlokes, hayol alosim esos melacha imahem. He should melacha with them. The gadol hashalom. V'yishlav lavor minhag mekoimli, and he should transgress the minhag of his own place. Came the lace, but Yisur Daraisa. It's not Yisur Daraisa. El Shanago Yisur Lachmir Lane, who just accustomed on themselves to be machmir. לשיטת הראש יש למנהג אבות יש תוקף דרבנן. לכן הוא נדחה מפני השלום. So he said that that's not true. This minhag avos is not the type of minhag avos we're talking about. This minhag avos is a chumrah ba'alma. Whereas al titosh Torah simecha is not a chumrah. It's considered to be albeit rabbanan, but at best, but it's considered to be a baseline halacha. And furthermore, furthermore, he says, yes, that is true, but only a minhag which is individual. Somebody if they knows it was mutter and they accept by themselves an isser, it's as if they're a neder, and it's forbidden to be matter to them. I once had a Rosh Hashiva who said that the guy came to him and said, he's machmir. Once he opens a bottle on Shabbos, he never puts the top back on because it's making oil. So the Rosh Hashiva said, come on, it's not an oil. So the guy said, you have your chumras, I have my chumras. So in this case, it's a shtus. But once he does it 3 times, it becomes a neder. So shtus can become a neder as well, right? If he was wrong in halacha and he did it, then it's not a neder. He can actually just drop it. But if he knew it was a davar hamutar and he decided to be machmir, then it's a neder, as stupid as it may be. So
that's pretty stupid because The minimum for OL is a lot more than a bottle cap.
Right, but he wanted to be machmir even less than a tefach. Right. Okay, but that you understand my point, right?
I understand your point.
Okay. So, במאמר מחלק הרב אריאל בין דבר שקיבל עליו אדם בנדר לבין מנהג שקיבל מאבותיו. Which is true. A davar which you makabel neder is a doraisa of a neder. Right? You don't have to it's no brainer there. So yesh lishol madu adam mitchayev minhag avotav. Why is a person required to keep the minhag of his forefathers? So aviv lo yachol nidor ba'avuro. Your father can't take a neder for yourself. El tzarich lomar, so come Rabbi Ariel comes up with a remarkable chiddush. Sheish kan takanat chachamim linhog ba'kavotav mishum kvodam. It's a didn't kibud of aim. And we refute that by saying that the Rambam says that we are all bound by the Talmud because there was a universal acceptance of Am Yisrael. And universal acceptance is not to do with kibbut of aim, but rather has to do with the fact that when Am Yisrael is makab upon himself a certain standard behavior in its totality or even in a large community, and it's such as the classic example of Kitnios among the Ashkenazim. So then, or Chaim Rabbeinu Gershom among the Ashkenazim. So all these things are minhagim, which then become binding collectively on Am Yisrael, not because of kibbut of aim, but rather because a tzibur has a specific mode of conduct, which becomes the mode of conduct of that tzibur for all times. Now, what it's based on, I assume it's based on Kabbalah Satira, Nasa ben Ishma. Just like there, the Kabbalah of Am Yisrael binds us for all time. And the Darki Blue B'Yimei Achashverosh binds us for all time. When there's a collective acceptance, then there is no way of backing out, even for the next generation. Okay, that seems to be the case. So the not Kibbut of aim. So Maskonas Advarmi Mogam Mikra Sheyesh. Sorry. התנגשות בין עיקרון אל תיטוש שום מדרבנו בין הצורה האחרת לקהילה שיסודו מהתורה יש להעדיף את ברוב עם. It's not, so we said that there's no definitive proof for that, and the truth is that even according to Rabbi Ariel, let's say Al Titosh Torah Simechas Adin Kibbut Avayim. Kibbut Avayim is also Doraisa, right?
Yeah.
So
that's very true.
Yeah. So he's saying it's because what?
Okay, that's a good point, and it's a real chiddush that's kibbut avayim, because kibbut avayim is really supposed to have basically an inyan more of taking care of them financially and so on and so forth, besides the normal respect of.
In fact, the halacha is, of course, that if you want, the father cannot dictate to you where you go to learn. The father cannot dictate to you which minhagim you're makabel. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to. Let's say somebody was a misnageh, they couldn't become a chassid because of kibbut of aim, right? Doesn't stand to reason, right?
No.
So there, it doesn't hold water, in my opinion. Perhaps we saw the Mamar and Tchumen inside, we'd be more impressed, but as of now, I am not impressed. By the way, I want to just mention, it's kind of off on a tangent, but I'm normally makbid on Tarate de Sasre, meaning not to daven mincha after plag and mariv before shkia on Erev Shabbos. That's called right? So once I was going for a job interview, I didn't get the job ultimately. I was going for a Shabbos, for a provet. And then that shul, they daven Tarate de Sasre. So I asked one of my poskim, Rabbi Moshe Brown, what should I do? Because normally in such a situation, I would daven mincha early, right? So or before plag. So he said, if you do that, they won't even consider you for the job, because you're like throwing water in their face. So therefore, in this case, you could daven tartin desasre, because their poskim will allow it. Yesh ami lismoch, so therefore you can do it. So certainly a Barov Amajas Melech, even if it was a value, right? Yesh ami lismoch, right? You don't have to forgo al titosh Torah simecha. It's not a chiyuv. It's a rishus. Okay. Dalet erech akila lefi tzul minyanim yesh hashlachot al nihul Chaye hakila. There are ramifications in conducting the life of the community. לדעת הרב אריאל, לאחדות הקהילה יש ערך תורני חשוב הגובר גם הוא על ערך אל תיטוש. Okay, so there, why is that? The Achdus Akila is superior to Al Titosh. הרב ווזנר מוכיח מדברי הבית יוסף שיש עדיפות לתרום לבית כנסת על פני נתינת צדקה לנזקקים. אך רק כאשר זהו בית הכנסת היחידי. So that's a very big chiddush, and I really find it hard to believe that that is in fact the case. But let us assume he's saying that. Let us assume that that is true. So what he's saying is that there is this concept of a base needing to have a shul being a basic need of a community which even transcends the mitzvah of tzedakah. Okay. So he's not saying. He's not saying, in my opinion, that that when they're having one shul transcends tzedakah, but having a shul transcends tzedakah.
Right.
Right. So that's behind shechaser beit hakneset legamri parallel ear which is I just said. Okay. When there's no shul at all. Locate במציאות זמננו שיש ברוך השם מקומות תפילה להתפלל. Sorry, I keep on getting side messages here. אלא שהכל חוק וחוג, every circle and circle וחבורה, and every group ממוסים עוד בית הכנסת. בזה פשיטה לי לענייני עניים והתחזקות משפחות יורדות קודמים לכל מכל שכן, לכל, מכל שכן ענייני תלמוד תורה. So it's a cute chap. He's saying having more than one shul is going to diminish from tzedakah. Because to have one shul, it trumps tzedakah. But to have many shuls doesn't trump tzedakah. So you should have one shul and give the rest of your money to tzedakah. Okay?
Okay.
Now, this would mean don't give money to hospitals either, because aniyim are come before hospitals. So a person is allowed to give their meiser or any stock above the minimum that they have to whatever cause they want. They're not required to give it to the cause, which, of aniyims per se. So that's it's a bit of a flaw in this argument. Gam mishnabura erech gadol b'achdut hakeilah. There's a great value to the unity of a shul. וזה לשונו על ידי התחלקות באים כמה מכשולים וזכות לצדקות לימוד תורה בציבור וחיי גבנה. Yes, there can come many stumbling blocks and damages to tzedakos and limud Torah if you split up a shul, but not if the community is designed to have two different shuls for two different purposes. And the Mishnah Berurah in Eastern Europe was not talking about where you need to have one is Eidot HaMizrach and one is Ashkenaz. There were no Eidot HaMizrach in Eastern Europe, right? So therefore, he's talking about really where there's like a machlekes, right? Where there's some. Let's look it up. It's Siman Kuf Nun, Sif Katan Gimel. Mishnah Berurah writes, let's read the Mechaber first. You compel people in the city to build a Beit HaKnesset and to buy Torah Nevi'im Uksuvim. Okay? So here on Ksuvim.
You know what? I think I've got that volume here. There you go. Siman Nun Gimel?
Yeah. Siman Kuf Nun, Sif Aleph in the Shulchan Aruch.
Kuf Nun.
Yeah.
No, I don't have Kuf Nun. Sorry.
Okay, so it says, if in Sif Katan Beis, the Mishnah Berurah says if they don't have the capacity to build, then they have to rent a place to daven. And some poskim wrote that in building based on Knesses, you collect according to you do an assessment, and every person pays according to their capability. Whereas if you rent a shul, you take half according to capability and half by person. Magen Avram writes, name of the Rivash, that somebody who impedes the building of a shul, even if there is another shul in the city, he prevents people from doing a mitzvah. Right? So if there's one shul and you stop people from building another shul, that's bad. But he says that if the shul can hold everybody, the shul which exists, then on the contrary, it's forbidden to them to split apart. And he says here in the Sharatzim, because of Veroma Madras Melech, and because by splitting up, several damages come to the things which he mentions here. So it's clear the Mishnah Berurah is talking about a case where there is already one large shul, right? And then you shouldn't split up into different shuls. First of all, it's talking about separate shuls and not separate minyanim. If you have the same building, a minyan for Ashkenaz, a minyan for Sfard, that's not what the Mishnah Berurah is addressing. He's addressing building in another shul. Okay, so that Achtu Sakila has nothing to do with minyanim. It has to do with Batei Knesiot, right? Okay, but shifting gears now. We'll do the next paragraph, and then we'll start for today. First word is...
We're at the top of the page.
Yeah. What's the header? I can't have a... What's the...
The header is at the bottom of the page, I guess, Avoseinu.
Avoseinu, okay. Nira, we think, that's true, right? Everybody down their own nusach. Tefillah. Not like it's the custom today, many shuls in Israel, where whoever is the shliach tzibur decides what nusach to daven. Okay,
that's how we do it here.
It goes by the majority of daveners. So it shouldn't look like there are two Torahs. So Reb Shlomo Zalman paskins that way as well. So we'll have to see next time we learn if there's any basis for what is common, and you say is common by you as well, that whoever becomes shliach tzibur decides which way to daven.
You want to finish down to the Koteret, or you want to stop?
No, I think we'll stop here for today. I want you to do your do homework. If you're able to find out on what basis they have that custom by you, maybe we should find out.
There's no... The shuls are closed. There's no minyanim.
You can call the rabbi. You don't feel you don't have to. No pressure.
I may send him an email.
Okay.
I suspect that the custom was developed and decided before he became the formal Rav of the Kehillah.
I suspect you're right too.
Okay. I can ask him.
Find anything. Okay. See you on Sunday. Mirza Hashem.
Okay. Shkoyach.
Take care. Bye.